Hey, this is Mike Addis. Thanks for joining us today. It's Saturday. It looks like it's the 3rd of October. Oh my goodness. Thanksgiving's on the way and it's almost the end of the year, so we want to push it hard the last quarter, and I always do. I push it hard in the first quarter, and then the last quarter, usually it's a little easier, kind of like to slide out through the year. A lot of people start off the year lackadaisical, or maybe January's okay, and they kind of like let go, and then at the end they make a mad rush because they want to hit the number, but I don't do that. I always start off strong in the beginning, and I kind of like ease on at the end of the year. So this video is about Grant Cardone, and it's about other people's money and taking other people's money, because Grant is a syndicator of real estate, which means he takes in other people's money to invest in what I believe is called Cardone Capital. I know he has all kinds of lawsuits and stuff like that. Getting sued and being sued, I've been there, done it. Had to fight big companies, a lot of big companies, governments, things like that. Never been sued by the government, which is a good thing. Don't want to have that happen. But the moral of this story isn't about Cardone. It's really about taking other people's money. I've been offered tens of thousands of dollars in consulting fees. I've been offered millions of dollars to manage. Never accept the consulting fees. Never accept managing other people's money. Why? Because once you take on that responsibility, you are locked in. You are liable. So number one rule, never take other people's money. Number two rule, you can loan money from financial institutions, but you have to make sure that you have the cash flow to pay it back. Because number three rule is you don't want to lose your credit. So those are the three big rules. Can't forget those rules. Because what happens is, once you make a deal and take other people's money, it's kind of like an addiction. And the more you get in, and the more you realize how successful you are in bringing other people's money in, the more you get hooked on how easy it is. Now, I don't know if that's the case with Mr. Cardone, but it's just human nature. If you bring in 10 million, then all of a sudden you bring in 50 million, then all of a sudden you bring in 100 million every time you attempt to get that money in. It has to be a little bit of an ego booster. I mean, human being, you naturally have to be sucked into the vortex of all that money. And the illusion is that it's your money. It is not your money. When I borrow money from the bank or I use lines of credit, that's not my money. I'm just using it to, if in the event that I need it, I actually don't even use the lines of credit that I have. I don't use SBA money loans. I actually just did it for the sake of doing it because the money was so cheap, and I did that on one of our videos. It was like 3.5% for 30 years. Where the hell are you going to get a 30-year loan from anybody in a business at 3.5%? It's like $500 a month. Even if I fall down and don't do anything with the money, I'm still going to make well over $500 a month on that six-figure dollar amount that I got from the SBA. So I did take other people's money, but not as equity. I took it as a loan. Cardone's taken it as equity, so he's partners with these people and he's charging them a fee. Okay, once you start charging fees and telling people that you can do something, then you're in trouble. Now, Warren Buffett did that himself. He would take hundreds of thousands of dollars back in the 50s and 60s, which might be worth millions of dollars today, using today's money, and his original plan was, I'll give you 6% back. And anything over that, I'll split with you. I think it was 75-25. He gets 25%, the investors got 75%. But he was giving 6% returns, which is about a bond rate at that time. That was a good return back in the 50s and 60s when he was taking the money. You can't be promising large returns, especially when you're taking investors' money and those investors are not accredited. Now, the definition of an accredited investor, you have to go look that up, but it has to do with your net worth and your cash, the amount of money that you actually have to invest. If you're an unaccredited investor and things go south, because people always blame you when things go south. So I think in the case of Grant Cardone, he got caught in the vortex of the COVID. Now I don't know the details. I've only seen the lawsuits that are against him, and how this whole thing is going to play out, I don't know. But I still recommend that if you have a chance to look inside Grant Cardone's YouTubes, you take a close look at that. I mean, I just saw one of the best YouTube videos on backlinks and search engine optimizers that I have ever seen. It's called The Secret Art of Internet Traffic, Grant Cardone, and a real nice gentleman named Christoph Kemper, C-E-M-P-E-R. You gotta check that video out. It is just a killer video for knowledge and information. So on Grant Cardone's behalf, and I'm not here defending Grant Cardone because I don't really care one way or another. I wish him all the best. But really, his information, if you can look underneath the rah-rah, because he is a bit of a rah-rah guy and he's a marketing sales guy, so they're usually rah-rah guys. If you look underneath and really dig deep, you'll find some real good crystals of information. I mean, that video has already helped me immensely. I have already put all kinds of things into play because of The Secret of Internet Traffic by Grant Cardone. So I'm going to highly recommend, take a look at Grant's information. I did a video on him a couple of years ago, but I took all those videos down because I wanted to do better videos, which I think I'm producing right now. And he actually responded. That was about flying jets, because I always laugh at people that show off their jets. It's like there's an airport down the street filled with jets in a hangar that they can't sell. It's like, you want to buy a jet, you can get 2 for 1 right now. Palomar Airport, Carlsbad, California. It's a small airport, but the jets come in and out of here. It's right down the street. You can get down. I did a video on that, and Grant responded to me about jets, and I'm going to go buy another one, and this and that, or cars. I mean, I drive a 2018 Toyota Highlander. The 218. I just didn't want to buy any used cars. So 218, I bought a new car, put 50% down, put it in my wife's name so she could build credit. Credit score is getting close to 800 right now, and she has millions of dollars in real estate and stuff like that in her name, because that's what I wanted for her to have. But I wanted a car that I didn't have to jerk around with anymore and bring in and fix, because I had Alexis's problems. The whole point is this. I could have bought a $100,000 car. It was like $42,000. To me, it was like way overpriced for a new car, but it's a wonderful car. I really like the 4Runner, but I didn't get it because some guy told me that the truck is not a good idea. If you want family driving distance to see grandma, who's about 500 miles north of here up in the Bay Area, San Francisco. What's the point? There's a lot of people that are very wealthy people, billionaires, and they fly commercial. Abigail Johnson, her family owns Fidelity. It's a $1 trillion investment company. She flies coach. Why? Why does Abigail Johnson, who's worth like 12, 14 billion, not flying a corporate jet? Because that's not the image they want to portray. Driving in Rolls Royces or Ferraris, that's not the image I want to portray to people I do business with. I want to portray I'm just a regular guy, which I am, living a good lifestyle, working from home, and making a good chunk of money. And basically, most of the money I have coming in is passive income because I don't run the businesses anymore. I just monitor them. What's the point of the video? The point of the video is check out Grant Cardone, number one, and look at this Secrets of the Internet, because he's got some great videos. Number two, don't take other people's money ever as equity. So you got debt, which you loan money, and you got equity, where you're in it together with them, sharing in profits. That's a big mistake, because once you take other people's money, you're on the hook. Okay? And number three, try to keep your profile low, because when you have this big persona and this big image like Grant has, and he has a huge image. I mean, the guy's been around for 25 years. You got to give him credit. He's done a hell of a job. A lot of followers and stuff like that. It comes crashing down like in a minute. As Warren Buffett would say, it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, a lifetime. And it takes a day a moment to lose it all. So keep that in mind, keep that low profile. This is Mike Addis. Hope you're liking our videos. We like making these videos. It's been a lot of fun, especially the pro videos. We did 6 one-minute videos. We've got 4 out, we're gonna do 2 more on how the getting of money. And that idea came from Felix Dennis, and I just kind of expanded on it. It's Mike Addis, Carlsbad, California. It's gonna be 82 degrees today. You gotta hit the beach early with the kids. Have a great day. See you on the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscriber button. Check out Grant Cardone. Talk to you later.